running the query. You need to run the query for producing the results after the query has been created by you. You should click on the Run button in the Query Tools ribbon. Achieve your purpose. Access will then perform the steps that are necessary to obtain and display the answer. The set of records that makes up the answer will be displayed in Datasheet view. Though it might look like a table stored in your disk, it is not actually so. The data stored in the existing table is used to construct the records. If you were to change the data in the customer table and then rerun the same query, the results would reflect the changes. Perform the following steps to run the query. Step 1. Click on Run button in the Result group on Design tab to run the query. The results of the query appears in Datasheet view. Step 2. This area displays the names of the fields you have included in the query. Step 3. The records that meet the conditions you have specified appear in this area. Selecting a field, place the mouse over the name of the field you want to select. The mouse pointer changes to. Then, click to select the field. To select multiple fields, position the mouse pointer over the name of the first field. Then, drag the mouse pointer until you highlight all the fields you want to select. Selecting a record, place the mouse over the area to the left of the record you want to select. The mouse pointer changes to arrow, then click to select the record. To select multiple records, place your mouse pointer over the area to the left of the first record, then drag the mouse until you highlight all the records you want to select. Selecting a cell, place the mouse over the left edge of the cell you want to select. The mouse pointer changes to, then click to select the cell. To select multiple cells, position the mouse pointer over the left edge of the first cell, then drag the mouse until you highlight all the cells you want to select. Switch to Datasheet view. Follow the steps. Step 1. Click on View button. Step 2. Click on Datasheet view. Access displays the default Datasheet view of the table. Follow the steps. Step 1. Open the table in Datasheet view. Step 2. Click on field before which you want to insert new field. Step 3. Click on Insert button from Fields and Columns group. Access will assign a name to the new field as Field 1. Step 1. Click on the field name. Step 2. Click on Delete button. Step 3. A confirmation dialog box open. Step 4. Click on Yes. Step 1. Click on Star to add a new record to your table. Step 2. Click the first empty cell in the row. Type the data that corresponds to the field and then press the Enter key to move to the next cell. Step 3. Repeat Step 2 until you finish entering all the data for the record. Access automatically saves each new record you have added to the table. Step 1. Position the mouse over the area to the left of the record you want to delete. Mouse pointer changes to. Click to select the record. Step 2. Click on the Delete Record button on the Home tab to delete the record. A warning dialog box appears to confirm the deletion. Step 3. Click on Yes button in the warning dialog box to permanently delete the record. 1. Click on the location in the cell in the table where you want to edit data. A flashing insertion point appears in the cell. You can press the arrow keys from the keyboard to move the insertion point to where you want to edit data. 2. To remove the character to the left of the flashing insertion point, press the backspace key. To remove the character to the right of the flashing insertion point, press the delete key. 3. To add data where the insertion point flashes on the screen, type the data. 4. When you finish making changes to the data, press the Enter key. After making the changes in the cell, you can immediately undo your most recent changes by just clicking on the Undo button in the Database toolbar. Creating a form using Wizard. In Access, forms provide a quick and easy way to modify and insert records in the databases. They offer an intuitive graphical environment easily navigated by anyone familiar with standard computer techniques. You can create a form using the Form Wizard. The wizard asks you a series of questions and then sets up a form based on your answers. If you want to use in the form the same data as in the table, you can do it with the help of Form Wizard. Step 1. Click on More Forms from Forms group of Create tab. Step 2. Select Form Wizard. The Form Wizard window appears. Step 3. If you have more than one table to choose from, then click on the down arrow of tables or queries to display the list of tables in the database. Step 4. Click on the table that contains the fields you want to include in the form. The fields in the table you have selected gets displayed in the Available Fields area. Step 5. Double-click on each field you want to include in the form. To add all the fields at once, click on Step 6. Each field you have selected appears in the Selected Fields area. Step 7. To remove a field you have accidentally selected, double-click on the field in the Selected Fields area. To remove all the fields at once, click on Step 8. Click on the Next button to continue. You can also choose a variety of layouts while creating a form. The layout of a form determines the arrangements of information on the form. Step 9. Click on the Radio button for the layout you want to use for the form. You can choose from these 4 layouts: column, tabular, datasheet, and justified. Step 10. The preview area displays a sample of the layout you selected. Step 11. Click on the Next button to continue. Step 12. Click on any style you want to use for your form. Step 13. The preview area displays a sample of the style you selected. Step 14. Click on the Next button to continue. Step 15. Type a name for the form. Step 16. Click on the Finish button to create the form. The form appears with the field names you have selected. Step 17. When you finish viewing your form, click on the Close button to close the form and return to the database window. You can move through the records in a form to review or edit any information you have made. The Record area displays the number of the current records and the total number of records. 1. To move to another record, click on one of the following buttons: First record, Previous record, Next record, Last record. 2. To move to a specific record, drag the mouse pointer over the number of the current record. 3. Type the number of the record you want to move to and press the Enter key. Editing data in a form. 1. Click on the location in the field where you want to edit data. A flashing insertion point appears in the field. You can press the arrow keys to move the insertion point. 2. To remove the character to the left of the flashing insertion point, press the backspace key on the keyboard. 3. Type the data where the insertion point flashes on the screen. 1. Click on button in the Record area to add a record. A blank form appears. 2. Click on the first empty field in the form. 3. Type the data that corresponds to the field and then press the Tab key to move to the next field. 4. Repeat step 3 until you finish entering all the data required for the record. Creating a query. You can use Design View to manually create a select query. When you use Design View, you have more control over the details of the query design. Step 1. Open a database window and click on Create tab Step 2. Click on Query Design in the other group. A Select Query window is displayed with the list of tables in Show Table dialog box. Step 3. Lists of all the tables in the database are shown in this area. Step 4. Click on a table that contains information you want to use in the query. Step 5. Click on Add button to add the table to the query. Step 6. A box appears in the Select Query window displaying the fields for the table you have selected. Step 7. Repeat steps 4 and 5 for each table that you want to use in your query. Step 8. Click on Close button to hide the Show Table dialog box. Each box in this area displays the fields for one table. If you have added a table accidentally to the query and want to delete it, click on the table and then press the Delete key. This removes the table from the query but not from the database. Step 9. Double-click with the left mouse button on a field you want to include in your query. Step 10. The field you have selected and the table that contains the field are displayed in this area.